Feel like at Waverly, as far as your theatrical experience was concerned, that there was anything you were lacking, something that you wish you could have done or could have learned that you just didn't have the opportunity to do?
General skills. Like there are this beginning acting class, but there's not like anything past just being in shows. And for being like a music ed major, like I wish we had like music theory classes, as some high schools do, just because it develops your skills and everything that you need to become. Like if you want to become an actor or something.
And you miss out on like the history behind all that theater stuff that you should know, like different eras that you could have gone over in actual class and stuff like that.
Are there any specific skills, since you've done some college stuff now, any specific skills that you should have had coming into college that you didn't?
A lot of the lingo you kind of just have to pick up on because you're like, I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna guess now that I'm in college. So yeah.
You learn things at a different rate. So like if you had tips for learning or memorizing, like a lot of the auditions come up pretty fast. So like if you had like monologues that you could have ready at a certain amount of time, that would.
Yeah. So building up a monologue repertoire would have been helpful too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you feel, as a graduate, that you have a strong understanding of set design or staging or costuming or advanced acting techniques?
Not near as much as I probably could have.
Okay.
Like I was considering doing like costuming and stuff in college, and I still am, just trying to find some time to do that.
Sure.
But I feel like if I had a class telling me about those things, like drama club, they kind of tell you it, but you don't get that information as much as you probably should, like how set design works and costuming and just directing and stuff like that. And you probably would get that if you had a class for it.
Interesting.
Hello, my name is AJ Barada. I graduated from Millard South High School in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your theater program, what you've graduated from?
We actually had two separate classes. So we had a theater tech class specifically, and then an advanced acting and directing class that had several levels. So like I, for example, took all the classes every year because every year I had a whole new set of skills to learn. So for example, my senior year, I actually directed a full-length show that was acted by people out of the advanced acting class, which that was a really cool experience to have.
The people you've met at Wesleyan, do you know Wesleyan theater people?
Most of my friends.
Good. Do you know, could you speak on their behalf as far as like what kind of things that they maybe experienced in a high school theater program that you didn't get to here?
They had more classes, for sure, and they got more directing opportunities for each student, rather than like the officers like in in Waverly. Only the officers will get a chance to direct, and that's not cool as much, you know what I mean? It'd give more opportunity for other students to be able to have different experiences rather than just the officers.
How have those classes prepared you for where you're at now?
I feel that these classes kind of gave me a toolbox of kind of theatrical things, for lack of a better word. They kind of got me prepared to excel to the next level of theater and kind of more of a professional approach to it. So I know that when I came up here, I was going to be diversified in my skills. So I would know how to act efficiently in different styles, but also to do technical theater, such as programming light boards, building, making costumes, that kind of thing.
What benefit do you think you would have had if we did have this advanced and applied theater class where we taught you the basics of stagehanding and acting and directing? I mean, all that stuff. What benefit would you have gotten from it?
We just know more of what to do. So instead of like guessing a lot of what we're doing, you could guess with a little more thought behind it.
Interesting.
I would have been less scared to try new things in college. Like I've never done tech or stage crew or like built anything more than, the minimal set stuff that we do at Waverly, but just, skills. Yeah. You just learn things.
Could you maybe list a few things, like things that you think are vital that Waverly should be teaching theater students that we aren't currently?
Well, I know a lot more people are getting into drama for like a major, like a lot. especially this year, and I'm sure upcoming years, and Aaron over there probably will be too. So I think it would be great to have a class to teach us things like costuming, set design, and directing. Because when you do major in that kind of stuff, sure they teach it to you there, but they expect you to know certain things. And sometimes Waverly folk won't know that as much as other high schoolers would, because they have classes like that.
If this class were offered when you were back in school, would you have taken it?
Yes.
Off the top of your head, how many people do you think would be interested in a class like this?
Quite a few.
If this advanced and applied theater class was at Waverly when you were a student, would you have attempted to make the time in your schedule to take that class?
I probably would have if there was like some costuming stuff, because I really am interested in that, because I think it's fun, and I probably would have taken a class for that, because I was considering doing like makeup art or costuming as like maybe a major even for a time. Yeah.
And then as people start realizing, oh, this class is a little more advanced than the beginning class, then you'll get more people who want to specialize more in theater.
Especially if it's what they want to do for the rest of their life.
Oh, the times they hurry